And that's why we'll be talking a lot about history today. For example, is there anyone knowing the ancient name of Istanbul? The old name of Istanbul? Very good. But it is not the first one. The first name of this city is Byzantium. Maybe you heard about that. Byzantine, some of them call. It's coming from the 660 before Christ. Actually, the famous leader of Megara people, Byzas, wanted to settle a new town for his public in 660 before Christ. And they were just living nearby Athens city in Greece. And searching for a proper place to establish a new town. And that's why, according to some traditions in those days, all the people, if they need an advice, they just go to Apollo temples and ask for an advice. And he did the same thing, Byzas, for his public. Went to the most famous one, Apollo temple in Delphi, and asked for an advice, where to settle a new town. And the oracle from the temple says to him that you need to settle your new town opposite of blind people. He didn't understand anything, the blind people. Because all the temples, if they just need to give some advice, they just give some complicated messages that no one can understand. And in part of their lives, they trust that they are going to see it. And that's why Byzas trusted and sailed his ship across the Aegean Sea. And just as you saw on the map, Istanbul, in the middle of two continents, he came in the middle of these two continents, Asian and European one. And just as you see on your right, the Marmara Sea, as we call today, he came here in the middle and looked at this area, the old town as we call today. But he saw no one living here on this part, but he saw someone living across on the Asian continent, Kalkedon people as we call Kadıköy today. And he thought to himself that they must be blind because they didn't even see these beautiful lands. Maybe he was just searching for an empty place and someone just living across and calling them as blind, and that's why he chose this place as his new city, new settlement. And he settled his new town for his Megara people here in around 660 before Christ and named it as Byzantium. If you are hearing a word coming from the Greek language ending with ion, it means that the place. So Byzantium means the place of Byzas, and that's why he named this city as Byzantium. And you also saw some trade ships here on the right side, on the Marmara Sea as we call today, because all the trade ships are waiting here for the queue. Have you ever seen a ship queue waiting for each other? This is that one, because if you are coming from the Black Sea going to the Aegean Sea, or coming from the Aegean Sea going to the Black Sea, you need to first use this passage, this link point, standing only here in the middle. And that's why all the trade ships, because they are pretty big and the streets are pretty narrow, they need to wait for each other and pass one by one. And that's why they are waiting here in Marmara Sea. And here just in front of us we are seeing that side, the Asian side, all tall buildings, according to Byzas, the blind people living there. But still that part is included in population of Istanbul as well, and around 15 million people living here in Istanbul officially. 15 million people, but unofficially it's like 18 million, because some people living here, working here, but not registered exactly. And that's why we count that part as Istanbul as well, the Asian part. And it is actually pretty easy to go there. You can use 3 main bridges of the city to get there, or 2 other tunnels. One of them, the Euro-Asia tunnel, only for the vehicles, the cars. If you rent a car or something, you can use that. To go to the Asian part, it goes under the sea up to the Asian part. The other